Hi, I'm Kristen.
Hey, I'm Scott.
And I'm Holden.
And we are
The Dean Team.
Skyela is also here today, but she is getting ready to sing. We are at Warbird Park. It is Memorial Day, and we're going to give you a full tour and check out a special ceremony today. What do you think? Are y'all ready for an adventure?
Let's go!
Happy Memorial Day. We are here because Skyela is actually singing at the ceremony today. She's part of the Carolina Youth Chorale, and so they are singing the national anthem and they're singing God Bless America. Today they're dedicating the new Vietnam War Memorial. That's where the ceremony is going to be held. And for some wayfinding, this is located right near the Market Common. Warbird Park is also located right next to Myrtle Beach Airport, and so you will constantly hear and see the planes flying over. So we're gonna do a full tour, we'll check everything out, and then we'll share some of the ceremony with you as well. So this is a map of what the Air Force Base looked like and what some of the buildings were.
Warbird Park is down here.
Okay.
The beach is here-ish.
Okay.
So you come up. Market Common is here. Savannah's Playground's over here. And then that goes out towards Walmart and 17th. Driven by this place a million times, and I didn't realize the planes that are out here are actually the ones that would have been used at this Air Force Base, which is pretty cool.
This one is about the nose art, how they would name their plane and have art for it. If you had a plane, what would you name it?
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, think about it. Grim Reaper. Scott, there's a Louisville Slugger on it this side. Scott's from Louisville. This is so interesting because it talks about how nose art on a plane is kind of like folk art and how it changed with each war. It came from a wide range of sources: music, movies, sports, good luck symbols, the Grim Reaper, whatever inspired them to victory. There were also certain periods of time where there were stricter rules and regulations about what they could put on their aircraft.
There's this guy over there, and he gave us this book that has a DVD in the back that's a documentary, and then in the book it's stories about people. It's called Vietnam War 50th Commemoration, A Time to Honor.
Provided by the Lions Club.
That was the sponsor of my baseball team one
Yeah,
year.
you were.
This one's fast.
And this is the Corsair?
This one is the Super Sabre.
Oh, this one is the Super Sabre.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It
very
looks fast.
What war was this used in?
I think this was through the 50s. This was one of the earlier jets.
The Super Sabre was assigned to the 354th Fighter Day Wing early in 57. This was at the Air Force Base from 56 to 70. The Corsair took over. Straightforward shoulder wing aircraft with swept flight surfaces, provision for in-flight refueling, and narrow track tricycle landing gear. Was adopted by the Air Force in the late 60s. Named after a type of pirate vessel, the Corsair was the Navy's famed F-4U fighter aircraft of World War II. Battlefield tank killer, heavily armored and built around a powerful 30mm gun and its enormous munition drum. The large upswept wing, the two turbofan engines and pods on top of the fuselage, and twin tail fins are all designed to keep it flying after suffering serious damage. P-51 Mustang is the nickname of the deadliest and greatest air-to-air fighter aircraft of World War II. Thunderbolt II was assigned to the Myrtle Beach Air Force Base from 77 to 93. The Yellow Jackets became mission capable in December of 1957, and in 58 joined the other wing squadrons in deployments to Turkey and Italy during the Lebanon crisis. Holden's been here before, and this is what he remembered the most.
This was the North Tower beam from 9/11. Obviously the 9/11-01 was added, but...
And we are actually heading to New York City in a couple months, and we're going to do the 9/11 museum, so you're going to learn a lot more. While Holden was telling us about this, a gentleman in his... Ooh, there's another plane taking off. A couple walked up, and the guy said, I was there for 9/11. He was a police officer, and he spent 15 weeks. I can't imagine. But we talked about how we're going to go to the 9/11 museum when we go to New York City in a few months with the kids. And he said, make sure to look out for, there's a tree. Amidst all the destruction, there was this tree that was still standing. And so they took it away to a nursery to keep it in good health, and then they brought it back to the museum. And so he said, look out for that tree. So I will think of him when we do that for sure. He also said he was so happy we were recording this because it's important to remember, and he still has friends who are being affected by what happened now 25 years ago. That's why places like this are so important, events like this are so important, so that we don't forget the past. An archaeological study in the 80s found the earliest settlers included early to middle woodland, prehistoric Indian campsites, and tenant farms and military occupations. This is talking about when they realized they were in dire need of a modern municipal airport, and they purchased 135 acres for $35 an acre in 1941. The Army expressed interest in the use of the airport for pilot training. One of the first missions to be carried out at the base was that of coastal defense in the wake of the U.S.'s entry into World War II. In '56, they started a new fighter wing at the newly constructed Myrtle Beach Air Force Base.
The Wall of Service dedicated to the men and women who served honorably at the Myrtle Beach Air Force Base from 41 to 93.
It's a lot of names. You can look up the names of everybody on the wall.
Wall A, column 54, row 25.
All the squadrons are represented. There's a dean on here. Dino. There's a lot of smaller memorials in this area dedicated to different aspects of service, like the Merchant Marines, Korean conflict. In 1942, this was called Splinter City, meeting urgent needs for combat air crew training. So it was like a wooden city. One section of the airfield, originally used for housing troops, at one point had 3 turkey farms, raising approximately 50,000 birds per year. The turkeys became accustomed to it and paid little attention to the aircraft. The 80s were mainly devoted for training and preparing to meet the Soviet Union. Throughout the mid-80s, the 353rd, 355th, and 356th Tactical Fighter Squadrons deployed overseas to further refine the wing's combat training initiatives.
Part of the airport served as a spring training base for the entire Boston Braves farm system. The scouts said it was one of the best facilities. They had 4 baseball fields in a square, huge tower in the center, so they could watch 4 games at once.
Where do you think they're going?
Florida.
Florida? The Forward Operation Location Training Area was developed during World War II to protect the East Coast against Nazi bombing. Refueling in a chemical environment was an important training aspect of the Thunderhawk exercises. When I was a kid, growing up in Cleveland, Ohio, we used to go to the airport and just watch planes take off. Like, that was a thing that we would just do in the evenings when you could get into an airport, even if you weren't flying back in the day. And this would be the perfect place to sit and watch the planes take off. You can just sit on one of these benches right here, bring a picnic, watch the planes. This is the World War II Memorial. 11 World War II veterans attended the dedication ceremony. Myrtle Beach donated land to become a U.S. Army airfield during World War II with the mission of training air crews for combat duty. It also says that the area that's now Carolina Forest, one of the busiest areas where we live, served as a bombing and gunnery range for air crews. Gold Star Memorial, tribute to families whose loved ones paid the ultimate price defending the USA.
Presented by Theodosia Bird Chapter.
Dear Theodosia. Oh my gosh, is that really Theodosia Burr? Grand Strand Chapter, Military Officers Association of America. Someone left a rock and it says, "America will never forget your sacrifices." This is the event that we're here for today, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Dedication Ceremony. Skyela is going to be singing with the Carolina Youth Chorale. And they're going to close it out by singing God Bless America. Look how beautiful all these flowers are.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, and the rocket's red glare, the bucklers singing air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
These are all the veterans that are here today. Wow.
We remember each other, friendships between white and black soldiers that were previously unheard of. And those bonds didn't disappear when we came home. We remember the wounded, soldiers, friends, civilians, and even children. We remember the nurses, the medics, and the corpsmen that performed miracles under impossible conditions.
The first troops dedicated to combat arrived in 1965, and our forces fought with tenacity, honor, and complete dedication. But Vietnam was not a war defined by solid battle lines or even clear objectives. It was brutal.
Skyela just finished up, so she's getting her snackies.
The glue that attached the stick to the fan melted, so I had to like try and get the stick back on because it literally melted and came off.
Oh my gosh.
That's how hard it was.
One of the things that they said today was imagine it being 7 a.m. and 20 degrees hotter in Vietnam. So I wanted to point out one of the things that they told us during the ceremony is that they are going to be adding a statue to the Vietnam War Memorial that'll be added later this year, and there will be a dedication for that. Skyla, what was it like performing and looking out and seeing all the veterans?
It definitely added a level of, it's not just a concert, it's a concert for a reason. Like we have a purpose for being there and we need to serve that purpose. And I feel like I am proud of the performance we had.
It was really special to hear everybody singing along with you.
Yeah.
Like, I got chills. Thank you so much for coming along with us to Warbird Park. I'm so happy we were here today because it's truly the heart of Memorial Day. I highly recommend coming out here to learn more about the history of our military in general, but also about the impact that people from our area have made in our country. The park is beautiful, it's shaded, there are plenty of places to sit down and reflect, have a picnic. You can watch and hear the planes taking off. Be sure to check out the new Vietnam War Memorial. It's a beautiful tribute. It was so touching today to see all of the veterans standing up and to hear stories of how the Vietnam War impacted them. If you have served or are serving our country, thank you so much for your service. Our hearts and thanks also go out to your families. Thank you so much for coming along with us, and we'll see you soon.
Be sure to like and subscribe.
And as always,
Keep adventuring.
nice little stroll.